So solar panel came about through frustration, watching people struggling with their posture and talking about their posture. And typically they would come in and they would say, I've got to improve my posture. And I say, well, what do you know about posture? And they say, pull your shoulders back, tuck your chin in. And biomechanically, that doesn't make any sense, to pull your shoulders back. So I was watching them do this and I was thinking, what are they trying to achieve? And it's not actually that the shoulders come forwards. It's actually that the rib cage tilts forwards and the shoulders are on the rib cage. So they are passengers of the rib cage. So I thought, what happens if we shift the rib cage? So I was able to do that myself because I've got quite reasonable self-awareness on movement, having been a dancer. And I was thinking about, how do I get this shift described to someone else in a way that can enable them to do it? And this idea popped into my head around an amulet or a solar panel based on Iron Man, because I'd seen Iron Man have this wonderful device in his chest that energized him. And I thought, that's a lovely visual metaphor. And so I began to play with that and the Iron Man panel, and it just evolved from there until it got to the point where the description was the simple shift or lift of the sternal angle in the most subtle and gentle way you can to get the maximum amount of change. And the trick is to do it big and notice that that's probably too much, and then go back to not doing it. And then do it again, but not so much, and notice how much more you can feel. So there's almost a converse of the more they feel with the less they do. So it becomes an increase in the feedback and the experience, and it becomes a decrease in effort. So it becomes sustainable over time, and it becomes their little default. And another reference to that is kids. Like if you look at 4-year-olds and they do something that they're really pleased with, they lift their little chest forward. They don't pull their shoulders back, but they lift their chest up. And I thought, that's about bringing the heart forward. And these little kids are full of heart, using that metaphor. So I wanted to make it about the heart as a metaphor and also as a location for where the physical shift needs to be. So if they don't get the panel, or if they're a person for whom kind of heart-centered talking is more useful frame, and particularly if it's around confidence with other people, I'll often introduce the idea of the heart as a metaphor for connections, because, he won my heart and, we had a heart-to-heart conversation. And there's something about giving your heart in that connection with someone else and being aware of where it is and letting them play with how they can shift the position of their heart and have a different experience, and then get them to notice what they notice. Don't tell them what they're going to feel, but go, what do you feel when you do that? And as you connect with me now, with your heart in that position, what do you feel? And they go, actually, it feels really good. So great, so go play with that, experiment, see what happens.